many years, usually hundreds of years. Okay, so the way the stitching works, the double stitching that they use in Hermes bags, it's something that started out because of the way they used to make horse saddles and stuff, and it needed to be that way to be tough, you know, so that it didn't come apart while you're riding a horse and kill you. And then just how it evolved, and the craftsmanship that went into it. And so you build this reputation. And that's what you're paying for, is you're paying for the reputation, not the materials. Because China doesn't have an equivalent. China doesn't have a luxury brand that spans hundreds of years. You know, they just don't. It's not there. Not in these kind of things. There are other things like the tea and so on, which do have a history, which are valuable. And I mean, you could say the same thing. I could go and grow like a Wulong cha from this famous mountain in China that's been there for thousands of years, or hundreds of years anyway. I can grow it in my backyard and say, look, I've got the exact same thing. Why don't you buy it from me? No, because it's not from that special spring water in that special mountain. Same as the Hermes bag, you know, is made in France, in these places. In fact, finally Google got this right. I said, are Hermes bags made in China? And what does it say? It says, no, Hermes bags are not made in China. They're primarily manufactured in France, with artisans working on 60 production and training sites across 11 regions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Let's just get past this blurb. I'm surprised it didn't use sandbags and say, you know, like, yes, okay. So there have been articles that have been refuting this viral video. It's a TikTok from the account Sandbags too. By the way, this guy has tons of accounts.
Yes, and they keep getting.
Yeah, obviously because he's lying.
And he's selling things through TikTok Shop.
He's selling counterfeit goods directly to the American consumer through TikTok. So,
you know, if you've been watching
it had over 10 million views.
I'm sure you have, or you've been on social media, anything like that. They've been.
It says they take almost finished bags from China factories and just do the repackaging and logo.
I guess now it's propaganda, to be honest. Because I was seeing them too earlier this week when they were doing those videos of the factory.
So, for the most part, the answer is no. They're not made in China. At least when it comes to the major players in the luxury fashion industry.
They're ripping you off.
And by the way, if this isn't a signal and a reason for you to never start to produce things in China, I don't know what is. Luxury brands out there, take a look at what's happened here. You do not want to tarnish your brand by producing anything in China, because this is what's going to happen to you if you do. Your brand will be destroyed by
even if you don't.
Yeah, if you don't. I know. But I mean, like, don't deal with China. This is your 100% reason to never, ever even think about making one little piece of your thing in China. If you go and make the fishing line, you know, in China that you use in something, you're going to get tarnished. Don't do it. So it's important to note that the luxury fashion is a broad blah, 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 blah. Anyway, it just basically says no, but there's more to this. Hermes in general, which is, of course, says Hermes, for their part, do not manufacture their bags in China. The bags are made in France, and the brand has workshops in regions including Pantene, just outside of Paris, blah, 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 all these other places. It can take between 15 and 40 hours to create a single Hermes bag. Now, you see, you're paying for this like artisan. It's the same as if you buy like a Swiss watch, but I mean like a good Swiss watch, not just a, you know, when you get one of those watches that have been like hand milled, and you've got the guy using the like guillocheing, and he's got like 180-year-old tools that he's using to like make it. You pay for that. Obviously, you can get something that's made by a machine, and it's going to be like precise, and it'll be pretty good, and it'll do the job. I mean, you can go buy a Casio watch for $10 that's fine. Superior in almost every way.
It's a wrap for y'all, Temu. Peace out, Shane.
Attention, the artisanship, the fact that you've got a dude sitting there. Same with the Hermes bags, right? It takes 15 to 40 hours to create one, and they're in France, so you're paying for that.
There we go.
We actually have linked an article down below which tells you where they're made. This particular article,
much cleaner,
in France, and then it's got all the, you know.
I got it.
We found this video which shows that's a mock-up. That's when they're using not.
I'm still trying to get it together. All right,
man.
Look.
Fuck, man. I'm just get your ass on, you get your goddamn.
Tarnish their brand by letting, you know, old sandbags sit there and make them in his factory, his knockoff factory. You know what I mean? So again, it's just a huge lie. And the problem is, TikTok has been allowed to proliferate these lies and ruin the reputations of these brands that have been around for hundreds of years.
Now they are removing the accounts because these accounts are actually selling the products, right?
Yes.
But the fact that they were allowed to proliferate that much, and there's tons of other ones, right?
Yes.
Starts to make me think that this, in fact, is obviously guys trying to sell counterfeit bags, but it's also a psyop from the Chinese government to at least leverage content like this to fight back in this trade war, right? To show we hold all the cards.
Yes.
It's a psychological thing.
Of course. Would it surprise you that this bag douche is also a car manufacturer?
I mean, here we go.
Let's take a look.
But it's true. Volkswagen ID.7, the electric vehicle, is priced in Europe.
I got a Volkswagen. I love Volkswagen.
900 euros. Guess how much it costs in China? 20,000 euros.
Really?
It's 30,000 euros.
So another lie. And why is he now selling cars?
I don't know, but guess what?
Because he goes on later to say, contact me directly, I'll get you a car.
Exactly.
A Chinese car.
But it's not even the same car. This is the one that's sold in China is a joint venture between SAIC
and FAW,
Yeah.
which are state companies in China.
So it's a much worse car.
We also had Chinese partnership vehicles. They're worse quality than the original.
It's just like you had a Suzuki Swift.
Correct.
There was a Lingmu Suzuki.
It was made in China.
It was
much
cheaper.
worse.
The quality of everything
half
was
the
worse.
price.
Same as like the bikes that we had.
Correct.
So it's not the same car. This guy's just a bullshit artist, is what he is.
But it's
Nowadays.
being leveraged for a reason.
Well, take a look.
Made in China means very good quality and a very reasonable price. So it is a wise decision for you to buy exported electric vehicles from China. Our customers are from all over the world.
What happened to the
America,
bags?
Yeah.
Canada, Middle East, and Europe. And even Africa. Whatever you want, as long as
In
the car is
Africa.
built
Yes.
in China. Just tell us. We can find the best quality with the best price for you.
By the way, what American
they trying to
customers
sell
are
it to
buying
us,
these
ain't it?
Chinese
None.
electric cars?
None.
Because you're not allowed to.
None.
You can't import them.
They don't pass safety regulation.
Exactly.
So stop.
Guys,
You're full of shit.
Yes. This guy's a bullshit artist, guys. Honestly, this is what he does.
All these accounts are.
So he's a bag seller who says that Hermes bags are made in China real cheap and he can get you one for like $1,400, even though the factory that is making those fakes can sell them in China for like $200.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So he's trying to rip you off.
He's trying to rip you off with counterfeits and
Yes.
says it's the real thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now he's also selling electric cars. The guy's just
Do
a...
you see why I'm getting psyop vibes
Yeah.
from this? It's like leveraging viral content to be like, no, China actually is the winner in this trade war. The funny thing about all this is all these brands that they're throwing under the bus and destroying their reputation with,
Yeah, Lululemon,
Canadian,
Hermes,
French,
all these luxury brands, Italian, European.
EU stuff. That's China has a beef with America right now because of the tariffs.
Yeah.
But they're using almost every example that they're ruining the brand reputation for is European.
Yes, not American brands.
What are you
They're
doing?
ruining their relationships with Europe.
It's one. At first, I got so mad at this viral campaign because I saw what kind of state media campaigns were pushing it forward. You saw the amplifiers on X, which
Yes.
were direct propagandists.
Absolutely.
Right? Work for the Chinese state, right? This is why I'm connecting it to the state. We saw it immediately get proliferated by these accounts, right,
Yeah.
which are directly connected to the CCP. But I'm happy it happened because if anything is going to wake people the hell up,
It's going to wake up brands. Don't deal with China because this is how they pay you back. If you have a factory in China, if you produce anything in China, this on a dime is what could happen to your company.
and I
They
was
can
gonna
go
get a
out there
factory in
and
China.
pretend that they're knockoffs are the real thing and ruin your reputation. Steal your IP anyway, regardless.
how rich is this?
Oh, and this
But you got to think about it too, like subconsciously. Think about all these years, and you be like, "I just bought that." You bought some shit, or you see somebody they done bought some, and it looked cheap as hell. It's from China. You usually associate cheap things with China. You know what I mean? It's a lot of them. You know what I mean? You go to a little toy store, they got those little bins, and it's like thousands of this one ass less. It was made in China. Clothing, made in China. Like all these little small things that, you know, we consume are made in China for little to nothing. Cheap as hell. They've been yanking our ass. You ever seen somebody that they don't got no Jordans? They got the Jordan, whatever the fuck. I tried to come up with something else. I couldn't really think of nothing. But the point is, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. And now they doing it on a grand scale. And as Americans, man, we got to be like, man, forget that. We need to be making this stuff on our own, bro. It might be like we got a little gap right now because we don't have manufacturing going on right now. So it's going to take some time, take some months, maybe even a year or two, you know what I mean, for these companies to come in, build up, actually hire people, and get to actually manufacturing things. But, you know, I think we need to do that. Because as you see, if something happens, we have no way of being able to produce things for ourselves. Like everything we buy is outsourced, right? So when they say it's a national security issue, it is. It is. We need to be independent from China, just like other countries need to be independent from China. You know, because not only are they juking everybody and taking advantage of Africa and every other country they can get their hands, it's like, you know, they are becoming a real issue, and people know it, and they doing bad business. You can't do bad business. It'd be different if over all this time that they've been taking over, they've been doing good business. Because then now that we're doing this shift as Americans, you know, it would have been harder. People would have been like, man, China is amazing. They give us great prices. They got great customer service. They treat us well. They don't steal our patents and duplicate them and make them for the, you know what I mean? But they didn't do that. They didn't do good business. So, you know.
Oh, Rich.
Don't be deceived.
You got this dude head.
Deception
So
is your livelihood.
Rich.
You are a thief. You are a liar. You are a cheat. That's what you are. What's the guy's name? Wang Sen?
Yeah.
Wang
I
Sen?
think you mean bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit
He's the
merchant,
genuine
fake liar
account,
lord. I may have
okay?
changed that.
Keep your eyes
Wang
peeled
Sen?
and
Wang Sen, you've been busted, boy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
By a lot of people. At
Yes.
This point.
You
Yeah.
piece of shit. You liar. Get the hell out of here. You are making China look bad.
Oh, but you know what? They're leveraging him though.
Yeah.
Why else would these CCP accounts be pushing this out, dude? It's clearly, and I'll tell you why. It's even more clear when you see the campaign I found.
Yes.
Don't
Oh,
be
yes.
deceived.
Let's move on from this piece of shit.
Many auto parts in my factory. If you need auto parts, you can find me. Very models engines in my warehouse. They are very beautiful and very low melody. Very models
Melody.
engines in my factory. They are very complete and good quality. Very models engines in my warehouse. They are very beautiful and very complete. Many engines in my factory. Good engine in my factory.
I wish she wouldn't say that slur.
I know.
In my factory.
You know?
Yeah.
In my factory.
Can you pause that real quick?
Sure.
This is the reality
This
of
is the
China's
reality,
economy.
yeah.
It's chop shops that
Man,
not only
what?
steal cars, but they'll buy them that have been totaled abroad,
Yeah.
part them out, and then resell the engines back to the country. This is the reality of China's economy.
Yep.
This is like what actually happens. We've seen this everywhere,
Yeah. The way she says factory, though, dude.
and it's not good.
This-
This is another instance of these accounts trying to sell things to
Yes.
Americans now,
Yeah.
which is interesting. They're really trying to combat this trade war thing, right?
By the way, tariffs are there for a reason.
Yes.
Okay? TikTok should not be allowed to sell direct, knockoff, counterfeit, fake, illegal goods to the American consumer.
Yeah.
TikTok should not be allowed.
TikTok was supposed to be banned.
Yes. This
Where are
would-
we at with it? Because and I hate to be an alarmist, but every day that TikTok's allowed to stay open, because it's owned by China, right?
Yes.
They can do everything. It's a
Well-
direct, when I said it's a direct information pipeline
Yeah.
for warfare from China to prep the American public that in case we get into conflict someday, the American public will not support their own country.
Yes.
They're doing this right now. They're doing it through the trade war. They're doing it through influencers. They're doing it through the red note migration thing. We're watching it unfold. It's right now.
Look at how it changed the Google AI to
Yeah.
say that, yes, Lululemon uses
Did you
that
show?
stupid
Did you
thing.
put those comments in there?
No,
In here?
I forgot.
Yeah,
sorry.
but that's
Yeah.
you know,
We'll
these
bring that up.
comments, tens of thousands of likes being pushed that are believing everything here, right? So they're manipulating the American public. Yet we're still in a situation now
Yeah.
where TikTok isn't banned. So every day that TikTok's allowed is another day that China pumps millions of dollars into information warfare to get into Americans' heads. Every day.
This wishy-washy approach that the current government has towards TikTok is pissing me off. Make up your mind. Seriously, you know it's
Yeah,
bad
man.
for you. Stop screwing around. Stop it. It's bad.
it
It's
was-
like a drug addict that's like, you know, pretending to quit, but at the same time, like
It's hard, man. How you gonna tell thousands of basically broke influencers, TikTokers, whatever, people that's trying to get it, that's trying to build their communities or their followings up on TikTok and been working hard at doing it. Now, no matter how many dumbass videos they've been putting up, and how you expect to tell them to not do that, right? Like they don't know what else to do. They don't got no other skill set. I'm like that too. I ain't got no other skill set. All I know is to be funny and to make videos, make movies and stuff like that. I can write, I can sing, play the guitar, but that's it. You know? So I'm here. Imagine if I didn't have talent. Imagine if it was all the, you know, if you felt like it was a way for you to make money, you're gonna go for it. Being stupid, making dumb faces, doing dumbass dances. I don't know not one damn TikTok dance. I be doing stuff like this. You know what I mean? And people be like, "Oh, that's the new TikTok dance." I'm like, "What, bitch? I didn't. What? No, of course it wasn't." But either way, we gotta get rid of TikTok. Oh, am I live on TikTok? Did I say that? Hold on, let me check my followers on TikTok and make sure ain't nobody seen that.
Okay, it's a protected species.
So are pandas.
Yeah.
Nobody in
Damn,
America is
look at that.
making
Saw that? Wow.
making videos of
Wow.
people boiling like an American eagle boiling pandas, and then playing propaganda era Mao
Wow.
music about how to destroy America.
Yeah.
This is where we're at. China is doing one thing in China, in acting like a peaceful, the good guy. really,
Sure.
during this whole situation.
It's ridiculous, man. You know, we do have the option to boil pandas because there are some in America, aren't there, in some zoos?
I don't think we should boil pandas.
Probably
and
not.
We wouldn't, and no one would do that.
No,
Right,
but the opportunity does exist.
It does, but no one's
Just-
gonna do it.
Sure.
No one's gonna do it.
No, of course not.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're bringing back some of the most horrific Mao era propaganda
Yeah.
to
I
call
mean,
for the destruction
can I
of
read
America.
this?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take this out. It says, in the face of the wolfish ambitions of American imperialism, we should keep the door open and fight to the end. We will fight as long as they want, until we achieve complete victory. A weak country has no diplomacy, so we should give a thumbs up to our strong motherland. Imagine this kind of rhetoric was being, said here.
It's so crazy how quickly the government, the CCP, is 180 and be like, yeah, let's sacrifice hundreds of millions of Chinese people in conflict.
Crazy.
We're ready to do that. You know what I mean? Like, we'll fight till the end.
Did that guy just shoot down a plane with a stupid
did.
machine gun?
He did.
By the way, I should probably fast forward because they always nail us for these,
Oh, yeah, these
stupid war of
war
resistance
dramas.
crap.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. Oh dude, now this guy's
Thanks.
huge highlight. I know you might have thought that the bag thing was a highlight, but this is just as important. It's something you found, and
Yeah.
it's so good.
because I wanted to see what else is happening.
Sure.
I had a theory that the Chinese government's going to leverage this. You proved it to me on X. You said, look at all this bag douche is being
Yeah, that guy
shared out
sucks. By the way, I'm
Well,
so
but he's
tired
being
of his
shared out
face.
by like Chinese propagandists,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like, what are they actually doing directly
Yeah.
in China? And I got reports from people that we know that in China they are running with this idea that America is completely collapsing because everyone is so worried they're not going to be able to buy Chinese goods anymore because Chinese goods are high quality
Yes, and also the tariff because of the tariffs.
because of the
yeah.
tariffs. So I started to look around and I
Let's see
found
what we
a
find.
campaign. It's the same video over and over and over again.
So this is on
translated some of
Douyin,
these.
the
This is on
Chinese
Douyin.
TikTok,
This is Chinese TikTok, right?
and
It's all
TikTok
this-
is Chinese too.
It's
But
this blonde woman doing her makeup, and they take one thing she says out of context and overlay it with footage of stuff that's not real.
yeah.
So let's have a look at some of these videos because they were going everywhere, and they combine this tariff fear, China's winning the trade war, all this kind of propaganda.
Clothes, bags, electronics, no middleman.
they keep doing this quote, no middlemen anymore, and then they show a bunch of people walking around China with like a tour guide.
Yes.
Apparently flying to China to buy Chinese products. The tax refund at departure is cheaper than buying in the U.S. No more middlemen making a profit from the price difference. See how this ties perfectly into the fake bag thing and the suppliers, the fake Lululemon. There's no middleman now. You should go directly to China and buy Chinese things, and then you don't have to worry about tariffs anymore.
Yes.
So this is going crazy. It's
Let's take a look.
everywhere.
So tariffs surged 145%. And as you said, Americans are flying to China to buy Chinese products. Let's look. Let's look at these Americans.
Tariffs soared to 145%. Americans started to travel to China in groups to buy goods. U.S. netizens.
Only Chinese person, only dude I seen from America and China was I Show Speed. And ain't nobody studying that.
Footage.
I heard
what did I
that-
see?
Yeah.
Let's listen to her.
Okay, let's listen to her.
The iPhone is going to go up to over $3,000. They might catch me in China soon.
And they keep taking these out of context, basically white people clips.
Yes.
Right? Like this guy touring to like
So
buy
cheap.
a trike.
Yes.
Anyway, tariffs soared to 145%. Americans began to travel to China in groups to buy goods. Let's hear this American.
In China, it's ridiculous.
Oh, you mean that British guy?
Come
Yes.
to China and then buy a bunch of stuff and bring it back. Tariff free. And then buy a bunch of stuff and bring it back. Tariff free.
So I'm looking. Can you pause it there? I start looking at this footage and I start eagle-eyeing, no pun intended,
Yes.
boiled eagle-eyeing this.
Yes.
And I'm like, they keep saying that Americans are rushing. I don't know any Americans
Yeah, like
that are rushing
Americans are
to
going
China.
in groups to go and
Right.
buy Chinese goods.
I don't know anyone.
No.
And everyone in China that I know keeps asking me if this is the case because they
Sure.
keep seeing this on the news and in viral video campaigns. And I start looking at this footage and I'm like, wait a minute, all of this footage is from different times.
Yes.
It's not from like recent trips. And I start looking at the tour groups that are these Americans rushing, and I look at the people, I'm like, these don't really look like Americans to me. And then I notice the tour guy's got an Italian flag.
Yes, because
wow.
it's an Italian
I
tour
heard
group.
that the iPhone is going to go up to over $3,000. Come to China.
Pause this one. This is one of my favorite ones.
Okay.
I zoomed in on this one. Look at this. It says tariff surge 145%. Americans are flying to China to buy Chinese products. The departure, it says same shit, right?
Yeah.
Then it says the footage has nothing to do with the news facts.
Yes.
This one actually,
There's a little bit of
they
white.
actually wrote it on that one.
In that tiny little bit of white. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
But
they
over and over.
keep over and over. It's
These
the
are
same
all
thing.
different videos,
They're
but it's over
rushing.
and over. They're rushing. Oh yeah, isn't
I
this
heard
my
that the
favorite?
iPhone is going to
No,
go up to
go
over
see.
$3,000.
So look at this. Pause this.
Yeah.
So Americans are flying to China, the reverse trends of global consumption trends. See what they're trying to do here?
Yeah.
And it starts to get more and more apparent. I let these go for about a day, and the later videos I got started to change rhetoric to be like, the trade war is actually reversing the trend. So now China will have a trade surplus of this stuff because America will have a trade surplus
Yeah.
because then Americans will go and buy stuff in China directly anymore, and so all this stuff is going to disappear. Any reason for tariff is gone.
Yes.
Because Americans are getting on those planes.
Yeah, in groups.
And they're in big groups and they're going over there, and I'm like,
Not happening, dude.
I don't know, Nan.
again, I keep
nipple.
seeing these Italian tour groups,
Yes.
which I thought was very, very, very funny.
It's the same footage all
It
the
is.
time.
It's
They
the same
keep showing
footage
the same
of Italian tour groups
Yes.
going to China. And I'm like, give me a break, guys. These aren't Americans,
No,
right?
it's-
And they even put next to the flag, it says Americans are doing this, American
Yes.
netizens.
Yeah.
They show footage of Italians. So I'm like, what does this have to do with
It's
Or this is what China thinks Americans are.
You're right.
Shout out to my Italian brethren. I'm 1% Italian if I'm not. So you know what's funny is that this is one of many things. And this
So
is
yeah, that basically the Italian, American Italian.
Tour
never
group.
mind. It's
But
like-
that has nothing, by the way, the
Yes.
footage has nothing to do with this current
No,
phenomenon.
this-
that's not happening.
There's
by the way.
footage of literally tour groups going through some of the
Yes.
cities, Italian tour groups, and they're using that saying Americans are rushing to buy products.
Yes, correct. So it actually comes on the heels of this.
Yes.
Where 500,000 people took to the streets in America. I don't know if you guys are watching from America. We're in America as well.
Yes. Do you remember? Do you remember
when this happened? Because we all rushed out, 500,000 of us, and more than 1,200 protests happened
one
across
day?
the country in one day. Do you know why?
Why?
Because of the Chinese tariffs.
Oh well, let's read everything. It says-
Everyone just rushed to protest Trump's tariffs on China because we all just hate it so much.
This clip was put out by Chinese state media.
Yes. Yeah.
I saw it being shared by
Yes.
Chinese state
Oh,
media.
snap.
It
Yeah,
was
that's
going
crazy.
viral on WeChat and Weibo and all this stuff. Okay, it says reciprocal tariffs will take effect on April 9th. And local people are worried about soaring prices and are frantically rushing to buy goods. 500,000 people marched, more than 1,200 protests in one day. The U.S. Treasury Secretary was reported to be unable to bear it and planned to resign. Okay, Wall Street Journal. Chinese-made TVs are out of stock.
What is this?
This was put out by official
I
media.
know. Is this not a good follow-up to what you were showing about Bad Guy?
Yeah.
There is a unified front right now, united front from China, to make Chinese people think that everything is falling apart in America.
Yeah.
Trust China. We've already won this trade war. And then also to directly affect Americans through TikTok.
Yeah.
To be like, well, actually, we've already got this sorted out too. It's a two-front thing.
Yeah. So it says, according to the Wall Street Journal website, 50-year-old
That's clever as hell.
Peguero, after hearing the news about the tariffs, I took immediate action and spent about $3,000 from the evening of the 2nd to the morning of the 3rd. Okay?
Let's see it. Let's see. some
Let's
of
see
footage.
this.
Wow, look at those Americans buying all those Chinese
Wow.
products. They just love the quality.
Look at that huge crowd going to buy Chinese products.
Crazy, isn't it?
All the
Oh my
empty
God.
shelves.
Dude, people fighting over these Hisense TVs.
Is this is that Peguero guy?
Wait a minute. Interesting.
Why is he buying a crappy 40-inch Hisense TV from 2018?
Because he's not going to be able to anymore. Do you know why?
Why?
Because this footage is from 2018. This
Yes.
is Black Friday.
It's a Black Friday. They used Black Friday footage from 2018 of people rushing to buy like cheap TVs to say that's what's happening now.
The top state media.
Yes.
Do you know? You know what we named this video? They're lying. China is losing the trade war in a big way. I don't even need statistics at this point
Yeah.
to know that China is screwed.
Yes.
Because when you take your top state media and you're using Black Friday footage from 2018 to say that America's doomed,
Yes.
and that China's won the trade war and Americans are rushing to buy all this stuff, and then you do that fake bag campaign through TikTok,
Yep.
something is very,
Very
very,
wrong.
wrong.
Yeah.
Very wrong.
Well, let's see where this ended up. Take a look. This footage.
Costco?
Okay. So, this footage was viewed widely around China and also the diaspora.
Yes. So Chinese people living in America.
So Chinese people living in America were looking at the news, and one guy was like, "Hang on a second, like, let me
Very
go look."
pro China guy.
This is a very pro-China guy.
but he lives in America.
He's like, "Let me go look for my,"
Some Ting Wong.
and all this stuff. Let's see what he had to say. I'll get us out of there. Ordinary Americans are losing.
哄抢中国制造的商品，我看着新闻之后，我就来我们家门口超市。
So it's like after I saw the news, I went into the store in front of my house.
其实这些玩具是母婴用品嘛，很多来自于国内，但是
It's not being bought out. It's
看起来
fine.
还
All
好
this
没
stuff's
有
made
遭
in
到哄
China.
抢。因为我一听这个新闻，我就觉得好像是
Yeah.
有可能是
Says
小
when I
概
heard the news, I felt like this story might have been exaggerated.
Do you know that quite a few of my acquaintances in
Yep.
China believed this?
Yes.
They-
all of them that I talked
Yeah,
to.
they send me messages.
Some were
and they're
skeptical
like-
and they asked.
Yeah.
Right.
They're like, wow, it's crazy over
Yeah.
there for you guys, isn't it?
Yeah.
By the way, this is BS. Okay, we live here in America. This didn't happen. Nobody was rushing to buy Chinese goods from the stores. No one.
No.
No one.
Well, that's why they had used 2018 Black Friday
Yeah.
footage.
Okay, there were no protests. There were no massive riots
No.
in the street.
A lot of people support the tariffs against China. I support Trump's tariffs against China.
Yep.
Nobody's protesting the tariffs against China in the streets.
Yeah, no one.
They're trying to make fetch happen is what they're trying to do.
Exactly. So this guy says, I thought maybe it might be exaggerated. So he's going to check it out himself.
率
Let's
事
take a
件
look.
被扩大了。为什么制造了很多的电视？
Lots
哄
of
抢
Chinese
不
TVs
是
are here. They're
拍
not
了一
being
堆
looted.
访谈电视也没有哄抢。中国制造的行李箱
Yeah.
也没有
These
哄抢，
luggages
堵
and
的
things
是
Target.
here.
老百姓的超市 Target。我们中国制造商品有很多都是中国制造，但是
Lots
还
of
好
made in
都
China. It's
货架上
fine.
满满
All the
的，
shelves are full.
锅、碗、瓢盆
Pots and pans, everything is here.
都有，这些纺织品
All these textiles.
也都有货。怎么？为什么我每次看这
Why
个
is it
新
every
闻
time I watch the news in China, it's not the same as what is actually happening?
Trying to
This is
order some
poetic.
tickets to go
Yeah,
see
exactly.
Sinners.
This is a guy that's very supportive of China.
Yeah, he's a pro-China guy,
Yeah.
but it's true. Every time you watch the Chinese news, it's just crap that they've made up to fit their narrative. It's not the truth.
It's made up for a reason. It's not like, oh, that's lazy journalism. It's made to F with people's minds.
Yeah.
And to control the world.
It's so that people in China think they can feel better about their dire situation that they're in right now. They could say, oh, look at those poor Americans suffering and rushing to buy our Chinese goods.
Yep.
When, that never happened.
Yep.
See what else he has to say here.
跟实际发生了它不大一样。在
Anyway, he goes on to talk
but
about
he
goes to Costco.
Goes to Costco, he goes to Target, he goes to like these big brand stores here in America, and there's no lines, no one's looting, no one's buying stuff up.
No.
It's
No one wants. We were forced as Americans to buy Chinese junk.
Yeah.
We were forced to because of the way that globalism worked, right? The way the supply.
Look, he's like, their eggs here,
Yeah. I mean, he's saying they are very expensive.
Yeah, but they're there.
But they're there, right?
The Chinese news says there are no eggs.
There's none.
Yeah.
There's none. And people are rioting over it, and it's crazy. My point is, though, we were forced to buy Chinese products. Nobody wanted cheap Chinese products that fall apart.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to buy 5 items for the one screwdriver that they had that was made in America from when, their grandpa gave it to them.
Yeah.
I still have tools from my grandpa from the early 1900s.
Still work totally fine. Yeah, we fix cars with them.
They're fine.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want to buy Chinese garbage, and I don't. For the past how many 5-6 years we haven't bought Chinese things.
Yeah, we make a conscious choice,
efforts.
Yeah.
And it's hard, right?
Very
because
hard.
so much stuff is made there, but it's not something that people wanted, right? So this idea that China's proliferating, that Americans are dying for and want all these cheap Chinese goods is absolute bullshit.
Yeah. It is. And again, this guy's just proven it.
Yeah.
By going there. I mean, we could prove it and go film in our local shops, but we don't want people to dox us, so we don't do it.
Yes.
But I can guarantee you that every single shop that I've been to, big box, small box, mom and pop, doesn't matter. There are no big queues of people trying to buy Chinese goods.
No.
And the Chinese state media is, once again, it's just lying.
Yep.
It's
true.
Okay, Worldview, guys. This is where we talk about everything in the world, specifically with regards to China. A couple of important things. China-built airport in Nepal was littered with corruption.
Are you surprised?
No.
So China built this airport in Nepal, right?
Wow.
It has 1 flight a week. Nepal took out $216 million in loans, by the way.
From China.
For the Belt and Road Initiative.
Bait and rob.
Almost nothing works. Almost nothing works. The construction of the airport's wrong. It didn't have
They didn't
air
complete it.
conditioning.
Yeah, there's no heating, air conditioning.
Only 1 runway works out of the 2 because of safety concerns. So they now have to pay it back, by the way.
Yeah, they have to pay back for this white elephant.
It was a white elephant. It was complete garbage. Bad tofu dreg quality, and now Nepal regrets it. But their government is so embedded with China that they had to take the project.
Yeah.
Let this be a warning. You do not take Belt and Road Initiative projects if you're another country. It's foolish. It's suicide.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
There's a link in the description, right,
Yes.
for the article?
It's
Yeah, and if y'all want to watch more of this, like I said, I'll leave a link for this in the description too. But moral of the story is, man, ain't no more Temu, ain't no more Shane. What y'all gonna do? Ain't no more Fashion Nova. What you hoes gonna do? What you hoes gonna do, bro? What you hoes gonna do? What you hoes gonna do?
Brother, no, man. Come on.
Y'all need to get it together. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Uh-oh. Didn't that just blow your mind? That just blew my mind. I didn't expect that to sound like that. Well, damn, buddy in Sri Lanka. Shit, make a beat for your boy. You know what I mean? Make a beat for that boy. Make the beat for your boy. All right, well. I got something to do real quick. I'll be right back. What? dishes. I'm over here playing around. See, that's where the internet. love my Tim Henson. I love my Tim Henson plug-in, man, but that's not getting me what I'm trying to get right now. So we gonna put that in both of these and move this archetype out. Bloop bloop. Oh, this one too. Bloop bloop. There we go. There we go, the chico. I like that screeching a little bit. hear that? What? Well, I'm starting to hear my mentor come out. If y'all don't know who my mentor is, man, y'all are in for a treat. I can't wait to show him tomorrow. Man, if y'all ever want to see us perform live, you just hit me up. There's $10 to get in. Love Makers, of course, you get half off if you just let me know. So is that me what's banging so loud on y'all?
And to advocate for Carmelo Anthony being innocent on the basis
What's banging? Here we go. I just playing. You get it? I just playing.
Bruh.
It's gonna take me a little bit longer than I thought it would, Chad. I have to be back in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Give me a second, y'all. We gonna get it though. I technically was gonna start at 8:30. That's what the flyers say. But we've been at it for what? For like 2 hours. We kind of started at 6, so we jumped off early. But we got a little bit more to do. But I gotta be responsible for a second, y'all. So peace out. Be back.